Hello, welcome back to TWOTS. Here with Roger's just readjusted himself. Joe's ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good to have you back. What's going on?
What is going on?
Not much, really. The problem is, we saw each other on the weekend, so we
Was it even
Where
the
was my
weekend?
invite?
Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Yeah.
Where
Was your invite?
You were
To
entertaining.
be fair,
Yeah, I was client entertaining.
were you?
Well,
what does that mean? That sounds seedy.
No, I had my parents over for the weekend. So
Oh, that sounds even
it's like
more
being,
seedy.
well, like it's like being at work, isn't it? It's like
fair.
entertaining one of your clients. Like you're not at work, but you're at work.
Yeah, we'll talk to him because he just messaged me. He rocked up, so it's nothing to do with me.
I was already out, man.
Oh yeah.
I was
He's just
gigging.
throwing you under the bus straight away.
If anything, it says more about him that he didn't message me and be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You know what I mean? He was just out here chilling, but I just forced myself into the equation basically.
What night was this?
But I weren't doing anything.
Saturday.
Saturday.
I wasn't working.
We didn't do anything in the first.
Mate, I was at a nice restaurant Saturday night, so
Where?
in Notting Hill called Gold.
Yeah.
It was good.
Was Indian?
No, it was Mediterranean.
Oh.
It was.
Why did you say gold like that?
That's like Gold member, isn't it?
Oh.
I thought he was doing the Indian accent. as well. I was like,
No, do you know what I mean?
brazen-
Gold!
That's a brazen
I'm a
start
brave.
to the
I'm a brave
episode.
comic, but I'm
Was it
not that
£1
brave.
fish?
Uh,
Never mind.
no.
Get him
Yeah,
back
it was
in
very,
the
very
picture.
good, Raj. That's,
Very, very good.
yeah, and it wasn't very, very cheap though.
Nah, we're not in Notting Hill now.
Do you ever just get regrets though? Like, you know when you go out? Like, I was thinking about this the next morning when we went out. You know when everyone just sits down, but like no one's gone to the bar, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to the bar. But you can't just go to the bar and get your own drink. You got to ask everyone what they want, and no one's like you. I was like, yeah, Joe, I'll get your next drink, right? Next thing, I bought a drink for the whole fucking table. I was like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, you've got to be like pretty clever about it. Like, say I'm going to the toilet, and then like just ask your
Yeah, but
boy like what he wants.
Yeah, but it's not like
It wouldn't have been as bad
if it weren't central London.
if it weren't last orders.
Yeah.
Because like then somebody else would have got the next round in potentially. They
It
might
is a
not
bit of a
have,
killer,
but-
isn't it, in London? That's the only problem. It's just the inflation.
Inflation. Nah, it's a fuckery, bruv.
That's the fuckery, basically. Yeah.
I'm there with people I'm probably not going to see for like 8 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you're never getting that pint back, are you?
Nah. And it's like, why did I do it? I should have been more... Toilet's a good shout.
Yeah, like I've got to go to the toilet and then just get your drink on the way back. Oh, I thought I'd just get a drink on the way
Yeah,
back.
but then Joe might have been lumbered doing it, right? So, and I had to get his drink.
Yeah, no one else was in a rush to be fair.
Nah.
I used to have mates like that end up just being a problem. You know them ones that remember when you get the taxi like in the town wherever you were going out. And there'd be them man that are like, "Oh, you get the taxi and I'll get the drinks when we get in," and then you'd get in, they'd fucking disappear to the toilet.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you don't want to be that mate. In fairness.
Yeah, I don't like those mates, the ones that kind of just sly away from it. Like every round, it's never their round. It's like, oh, we'll do rounds tonight, and then you're
Sometimes
like the first
you
one.
just
and-
got to sit back and be like, that was skillful. Like, you've done me there.
Yeah.
You've done me. And
But
But
it's
a lot of the
every
time,
week,
it's
though.
not skill. It's just
No, but you know when you're
pure
like
fuckery.
that broke, but you want to be out, so you got to pull some,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
hustle shit.
Did you ever used to do
Remember
mine?
hustle?
Did you ever used to mind sweep?
No,
No.
bro. What the fuck?
People used to do that. I've never
That
done
when
it.
you
but
just pick
people-
up someone else's pint?
Yeah, people
Yeah,
used to do that at uni. Like they'd go round and just drink other people's drinks that were like left over.
You know the Weatherspoons next to Glee in Birmingham. I remember.
Yes.
I remember being in there before.
Dragons in.
Yeah. I remember being in there before, and these two girls came in as we were leaving, and we sat at the only table, and it was already covered in like glasses and half-used pitchers and all this stuff. So we just had one drink and then left, and these girls came in. They were like, "Are you done with all them drinks?" I thought they worked there, and we just went, "Yeah, we're leaving." When I tell you, they started like using the glasses that had been left and pouring the half-done pitcher into the glasses and that, and just fucking chilling. It's balling on a budget, that.
You know what I saw in that? I saw a guy come into that pub and he spiked a girl.
It's taking a turn.
He spiked this girl and then just kicked back and just sort of waited, I guess, yeah. And then she's taken a turn. Like, fucked. Ambulance comes through. At this point, this guy still ain't left. And then the feds come. And he just got pulled into the disabled toilet on the corner. got pulled into there, searched, nicked. But I was like, that's fucking brave.
That's some confidence, isn't it? That,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think there's still a chance here.
But you know what his response to that was? He messaged me and he went, "You're like a fucking mad up here." I was like, "Don't drag me." What,
You just sat
not
there
one
and
of my
watched
boys.
it.
I think I leaned into a comic and went, he's got a nice hat, and he had this sick hat on.
Did you know it was happening then? Why didn't you intervene?
No, I knew when the police came.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you meant you were
yeah.
like watch the whole thing, like.
Like, it was a big kerfuffle in the venue, but they wouldn't let him out the venue. So
Yeah.
we just carried on drinking around him.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
It's a weird pub, that one though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I don't think I'll be going there again.
There's a lot of bars in Birmingham that you walk in there and there's just a clear edge, you know, like in the environment.
Yeah, you
just,
can
like,
feel it.
all
You
this
can feel the
place-
atmosphere as soon as you walk
Yeah,
in.
It's like this place feels a bit moody tonight.
The air's thick
I
with
think that's
aggression.
80% of venues in Birmingham, to be honest.
Nah, Birmingham's not that bad.
Nah, the people are nice. People are friendly, man. But I don't know what it is, man. About a night out.
I mean, not all the people are nice.
Yeah, some. Yeah,
Majority of people are nice.
yeah, is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, you're alright.
I just realised I don't think I've spoken into this mic once. I've just been like talking.
Nah, your level's alright.
Nah,
So yeah, my parents were over this weekend, so basically they were just commenting on how just the general shit, like, you know, oh my god, how much does that house cost? Oh my god, how much does this pint cost? Oh my god, a plane flew over, that kind of thing.
What? Do they live
oh
in
my god,
a...
a plane flew over. They, don't
They
live
live
in a
barn?
No, it's just that it's so frequent in London
They
that
travelled
they're not
through
used to
time
it.
and space to get
They're
it.
like, oh my god, there's a plane taking off. Oh my god, there's a plane landing, as in going overhead.
Do they like
the noise?
Do they like hear that? Because I think we're
Yeah,
probably
we are.
immune to it, right?
We're immune to it because I live in Southwest and it happens all the time. Like I might notice it like maybe early in the morning if I'm just getting up and the window's open, but they make you fully aware of it, how often it's happening. And then you're like, oh shit, probably happens more than I thought.
When I first moved to London, bear in mind, like I lived like pretty central in
I
Birmingham.
bet you've never seen a plane, had you? Like,
Huh? Cheeky bastard. Now, when I first moved down here, like I was shocked at like how noisy it is all the time. But then yeah, you get used to it so quick. I remember when I came back from Edinburgh last year, like the first night and the next morning, I was waking up constantly just because it was so quiet because we were staying outside of Edinburgh. Like this city's just a fucking hellscape at times, honestly.
You just need a bit of sirens in the background.
Yeah.
yeah, you need to. It's just a bit of sirens just to break up the atmosphere.
My mum the once, because I rang her, I was on my way to the gym and I rang her and then I went, right, I got to go, I'll see you later. And as I was putting the phone down, a car horn went off and a police siren. My mum rang me back immediately. She was like, you alright? I was like, yeah, it's just background noise. She's like,
Just someone being stabbed. Chill
so, like,
out.
you just thought in that moment that me saying, I've still managed to get off the words bye as I was being hit by a van and a fucking siren went off. Honestly, that woman is highly strong, man.
Mate, fucking hell. Yeah, I think, yeah, you just become... I'm like, I don't even hear planes.
Nah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I looked up and saw a plane, to be honest.
Yeah, I did it quite a lot this weekend, but that was the first time in a while.
Yeah.
It was only
What
'cause I kept
airport's
getting-
near you? Gatwick?
No, Heathrow.
Innit?
And then I went to Kew Gardens, which is like kind of right down near Heathrow, especially when that's quite quiet, and then you see them like all kind of fully landing. Richmond, kind
Because
of.
you
area.
wouldn't get many where you are. I don't get many because Stansted's the nearest one to me, but that's fucking way out.
Well, Luton. Luton's near me.
Oh, is it?
30 miles.
Nothing.
What's a plane in 30 miles?
Also, Luton's the worst airport I've ever been
Oh,
to.
it's my
in life.
favourite.
It's horrid.
Oh mate, that is like a. I think I messaged you guys when I was I was there last time, and I was like, this is like, it's like they've let crackheads on day release, just
What,
into the general airport area.
Nah, Luton's sick. What's wrong with Luton?
Mate, it's horrific. The type of people in there. I went in there. Oh my
Jason
god.
hating poor people again. We're back
No,
on
it's
it.
not. I don't know how affluent they were. They just weren't very
What airline
pleasant
were
to
you
be
flying?
around.
What airline?
I think it was EasyJet.
Yeah,
from
so
memory.
stay in your lane, motherfucker. You're on the same flight as them.
No, it wasn't the people. The people on my flight were fine. It was just the
Yeah,
general
that's the same people in the airport. They were all
people
flying
in the airport.
EasyJet.
Yeah, but everyone in the airport is a bit lawless, isn't it? Like, you see some horrid people in departures because everyone's like, they're already in holiday mode.
I don't see anyone in departures.
Mate, there's someone next door to me who sent his.
I'm in the lounge, baby.
Someone next. Yeah, exactly. You're the fucking people hating on the poor. I'm there sat in some fucking.
I don't hate the poor. I
I'm
just
sat in
don't
some
wanna
burger joint, and there's some
sit
guy
next to
sending chicken wings back 3 times, complaining
more-
about it. And I'm just like, what is going on?
More relatable content from the gang. Fair enough. Yeah, get that clips up. Everyone will be like, oh yeah, I'm lounge gang as well. Gang.
Who's
no, the
lounge
lounges
gang?
are overpopulated now.
Yeah.
Everyone can get them.
We need like a posh version of the lounge now.
You need
Lounges
like
are
a
too
lounge,
accessible
like
to
a-
poor.
like an extra lounge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I love a bit of fast track. Oh, fast track is. Oh,
But nothing.
Oh.
Nothing
never
gives
get
me,
that. Never
nothing
get
gives
that.
me more pleasure than when you see the people smug walk into the fast track queue, and then the fast track queue takes longer than the normal one because of how many people bought.
And
fast
so what?
track.
If you get
Nah.
Nothing
explain
makes
this
me
then.
happier.
If you get on the plane early, what difference does it make?
No. Fast track through security. I don't get fast track onto the plane.
Oh, I never get that speedy
Big
boarding.
man,
like
you
that.
have never been fast track through security.
Yeah.
No, but that's why I
Fast
get
track, it
That's
takes
why I
5
get
hours instead of 6.
That's why I get it. That's why I get it. So I can just get it out the way.
Mr. Pajaro, that's what they tell you. They tell you it's the
Yeah.
fast track queue.
Me and Jason
Oh, Mr.
were
Pajaro,
born-
you're in a special queue. It's the fast track queue.
Me and
No, I
Jason were born with fast track through security. You've had to pay for it.
Or just get a white man's passport. Is that what you use?
I am a white man.
You are pretty,
Yeah, I'm pretty
pretty
thanks.
pale.
He said when we get back from California, he said I might finally look Indian.
I might.
He's gonna go to the beach every day.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the heat though. I don't really like the beach either. I think you need something to do.
Yeah.
Like this weather now is shit, but like I like this temperature, but no rain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's quite humid at the minute as well. Does that not annoy you?
Yeah, I don't like that either.
That's going to kill you.
But that's because of the water. So if there was
Yeah.
no rain, there wouldn't
Yeah.
be.
So you're just like dry, reasonably hot, not too sunny.
Autumn, no rain.
Autumn,
That's some
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, but they reckon, 'cause
Like Corfu in October.
Nah, but look
What?
at but
Who's
look at
getting
these
called through in
now. Look at these
October?
now. You got Greek islands that are on fire, burning. It's literally like a fucking an action movie. Did you see they sent a plane out to help put the fires out, and the plane crashed? Like it's end
How
of
do
days.
planes put fires out?
They drop water over them.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, they fly over, drop water over them.
How much water?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
It's
a
gonna
couple-
be like a sprinkle, isn't it?
Couple of litres.
Yeah, but more than a man with a bucket can drop in it. You know what I mean?
Obviously, but
So-
hoses.
I
Way
wonder how-
more.
wonder-
Yeah, but the problem is, it's to get into the middle of the forest.
Those
fires
hoses
where
be
the-
solving all problems.
It's to
Get a couple hoses in there.
you get.
No one cares about the fire.
You can't throw a hose into the middle of the fucking jungle.
Like, how big's the helicopter, do
hose
you reckon?
everywhere.
Do you reckon it's like Kobe Bryant size, or do you reckon it's like a Chinook?
Sorry,
Like,
What, you reckon it's like a private?
is it like a
helicopter?
private helicopter size, or like
I
a...
think he said plane.
Oh, is it? I thought they did helicopters.
Could be. Well, whatever it was, it crashed. So that wasn't ideal.
Because of the heat?
I don't know. I think they
I, mean,
just got to-
I did a barbecue the other day and that was hot.
What, in this?
But did you do it in Greece?
Yeah, yesterday in the rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrid. But they reckon, because of global warming, they reckon that Britain's going to get 40-degree summers
Yeah.
every year.
I'm moving.
We're chilling in 16 degrees, and it's fucking.
So
end
I mean,
of
just
July.
let the rest
I'm
of the
going
planet burn.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon you could like build Antarctica's bottom in it?
The bit they won't let you go to because it's
Off the
where all the
grid.
secrets are.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
is
another
it?
TikTok that I've seen as well. Fucking hell, I'm here going. Have you seen the science article about the heat waves? And Roger's like, yeah, but have you seen that giant telescope in Antarctica, bro? I'm gonna go check that out.
That's probably what's causing global warming.
Nah, 40 degrees is too. I'm a big guy, bro. I'm
Yeah,
not
but-
fucking
alright.
sitting through that.
I reckon as well though, like you said, like if it's hot out and whatever, it's easier if there's stuff to do. So I think London's a bit shit for that because it's like, what, you're gonna go to a rooftop terrace? They're all full anyway. California, we just go Muscle Beach, innit?
And I think the thing when you go to hot places, they're used to it being hot all the time, so they don't get that buzzed off it being hot. So not everyone's outside. Whereas like when it's hot here, like Brighton Beach, you can't literally get on it. Whereas in Long Beach on a normal day when it's 40 degrees, people are just chilling and you're not
Bruv.
getting overrun.
No, but
This guy's trying to take me to Muscle Beach.
yeah, that's
I've been to Muscle
specifically where I
Beach.
want to
The
take
fuck
it.
am I gonna do? at
No,
Muscle
I want to
Beach?
watch the freak shows. Just lift shit up, you know what I
pumping
mean?
iron.
Yeah, I'm
Can
gonna
you partake?
probably.
You can do.
I'm
I
gonna get.
think it's a free reign when I went there.
I'm gonna
I didn't
get
go
me
in,
and
but I
you,
looked
yeah.
outside.
I'm gonna get me and you matching Gold's gym vests, yeah, and we'll go down there and we'll find the biggest geezer that's bench pressing, and we'll be like, oh, "You need a spot." I'll stand behind him, go, "You need a spot." My man's gonna throw a dumbbell at my head, but you know we gotta integrate ourselves into the culture.
We're not moving there.
Yeah, but you know you wanna get a feel for the place. You know what I mean?
I
If
hope
we're
it's.
staying
I
there
hope
for a
it's
bit.
cold, man. I hope it's cold.
I'd love to see you doing like
Not raining.
chest and delts on Muscle Beach.
Doing what?
Like chest and delts.
What's the?
Delts.
Yeah, you know, like,
Not even the same muscle group, sunshine.
no.
Shoulders.
Shoulders, yeah.
You don't do shoulders on chest day, bro.
How would you know?
I hear people talk when I'm on the way to the sauna.
Walk past the gym a few times actually.
Yeah, I'm not built for that. You know what else I saw as well? Did you see the story about the
Sorry, winter clothes are better as well.
Yeah, that is true. My wardrobe is better in the winter than in the summer.
I feel like you can kind of like
You can accessorize.
yeah,
a bit
accessorize
more,
it more style.
Accessorize.
Yeah, you know,
What
you can like throw a
accessories
nice
do you wear?
jacket on or whatever.
Yeah, like a bit of an
Jacket's
underlayer.
not an accessory.
It's not
Yeah,
a
but like
necessity
layering.
either.
It is. It is. If you wear a jacket, you wear it because it's needed. You don't wear it for fucking no reason.
Well, you've got that jacket on now. Is it needed?
Yeah, it's been raining.
You're indoors. then.
Yeah, but it's on now,
You're
isn't
not
it?
going to feel the benefit now.
You got a jacket on.
Yeah, it's not needed. It's it's an accessory.
Is that an old
Making a
saying?
statement.
Yeah, you're not going to feel the benefit
You're
if
not
you
going to
leave
feel
it
the
on
benefit.
inside.
How does that mean?
I think it's like...
It's like your adjustment or something like
I
that.
don't really
it's an
know,
old saying.
Some
It's
of my
like,
auntie used to say...
Take
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Oh, no, I know what it is. It's so if you have your jacket on inside, but the heating's on, you say you're not going to feel the benefit.
I thought it was a euphemism for a condom. If you leave your jacket on, you're not going to feel the benefit.
Hey, it works.
Maybe.
And drop it next time
Yeah?
Next
What?
time she says, put a condom on, just be like, I ain't going to feel the benefit.
So sorry, I don't wear my jacket indoors.
Yeah. And if you don't wear your jacket, you're fucked.
You're not, man. Roll dice,
No, you're
bro.
not.
Live a little.
Right, yeah, that's what I was going to say, though. I saw... You seen them bears in the zoo in China? Yeah. Have you seen them?
bears?
Them bears,
Them
yeah.
bears,
Have you seen them? These sun bears in this zoo in China, and pictures of them have gone on the internet, and people are like, they're not real bears, they're people in bear costumes. And the zoo is like, nah, I swear to God, they're real bears.
That's where you know global
look at
warming's-
the picture of that bear, bro.
That's when you know, like, global warming's took a turn. And, like, this is literally extinct.
Get that edited into the video if we can.
Oh
but
my
look at
God.
the state of that bear. Tell me that that's not a human in a bear suit.
But no, from this angle, you can tell. But from the front, you might be fooled. But it just looks like a seal with a bear.
Show him,
it.
it's fucking atrocious.
I don't like that your do not disturbs on either. Turn
What
that
the
shit off.
fuck?
You gonna
So
stay
for
like
anyone listening at the minute, it's... I don't even know how to describe
It's hard
this.
to explain, isn't it? It looks like if you make a bear at the
Google it.
at the Build-A-Bear factory, but then all the stuffing's gone out the bottom half of it, basically.
Yeah, but you said it looks like a human, right?
Yeah, everyone on
It
the
is a
internet's
human
like, that's a
inside.
human in a bear suit.
Is it actually a human in a bear
Nah, the
suit?
zoo's saying it's not, but if that
What?
was gonna... Yeah, the zoo is like, no, they're real bears.
Bruv, have you seen a bear without fur?
No.
Oh, it's fucking weird,
Its
man.
fucking face doesn't look
It's
real.
fucking weird.
It's got a weird
Pass me
arse
this.
as well.
What do you mean?
A bear with no fur. Like,
What,
down
like-
to its skin. Google it.
What, like...
Just type in bear, no fur.
If you were going to expect a bear, like a human in a bear costume, to be in any country in a zoo, though, I think China would be the one I'd be like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because they've eaten the real ones.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Bear with no fur.
Weird, isn't it?
It
Like
looks,
a big bat.
yeah, it looks like one of them, like the furless cats.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Have you ever looked at a naked mole rat?
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
rank as
They're
well. They look
pretty
like a
rank.
flaccid dick.
Yeah.
It's me. It's me if I shave.
It's,
Fucking hell.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
It's a bit rancid,
Yeah.
that.
I think
Yeah.
nothing
But
looks
their
great.
skin
does
is
it?
mad. Like, who do you think would win in a fight between a gorilla and a bear?
Shaved, both shaved.
Yeah,
What,
sure.
what, like a big silverback?
A gorilla, yeah.
And like a, what are the most dangerous bears? Is it brown bears?
Brown.
Or
Yeah,
polar
yeah.
bears are the worst, isn't it?
They're the most
violent.
aggressive.
So a silverback
Versus
against
a
a
polar bear.
Can I get the measurements up like in a boxing fight?
They're the same
Yeah.
size.
Get the tail of the tape.
Well, a gorilla can rip your limbs off, innit? But probably not a polar bear's limbs.
I feel like a polar bear would be quite like agile though, and be able to like, really get in there.
Oh, nah, gorilla
Some
would
quick-
be more agile than a polar bear.
Yeah, but they're quite long and like they're quite like heavy set, aren't they? Whereas I feel like the polar bear might have like good combinations.
I reckon I'd back the gorilla, you know.
What are you saying?
I feel like the polar bear might edge it. It depends what conditions as well. Do you know what I mean? If it's in the
They're in a
polar ice
ring,
cap,
for fuck's- What do you want?
I feel
What
like
do you want?
it'll be like Mortal Kombat. Do you know where they have like in different places?
All
So
all conditions.
If
are
the
perfect for
gorilla
each
has to
fighter.
go to the away ground, he'll have to do it
all
in like
conditions are
Antarctica.
perfect for each fighter.
And do they have like special moves? Like, do they get to
No.
like spit out ice or anything?
No, what? No, straight fight.
Just a straight
Fucking
fight.
Pokemon, bro. It's a silverback against the polar bear. It's not evolving to do special moves.
Okay, is it a full-size polar bear as well? Not one
They're
that's
both
been
the
affected
same
by
size.
global warming.
Both the same size.
One that's like eaten in the last 6 months. Full stomach.
I've only ever seen a gorilla thriving as well, whereas when you watch Planet Earth, it'll always be like the polar bear's skinny as fuck, and then it has to swim somewhere so it's knackered.
Yes,
And then
because
it
we
will find-
fucked it.
Yeah, and then it will find some seals or some walruses, and then it will get fucked up by the walruses, and then David Attenborough's like, the polar bear will now starve to death. But I've never seen a gorilla struggling on them programs.
Yeah, it's because they're just eating fucking leaves all
Yeah,
day.
they're vegetarian,
They're just
aren't
they? They just
alphas,
spend-
bro.
They're not.
They're just everything they want is around them.
Yeah, imagine you just
They don't
eating,
hunt.
Imagine
But-
you're just eating fruit and leaves, and you're that jacked.
Yeah, but does
That's
an alpha,
genetics
like
of
alphas don't like sit eating leaves 20 hours a day, do they? I wouldn't say that's an alpha thing.
You ever seen a silverback with no fur?
No.
I'm gonna look it up. Because
What
I
are you
reckon-
picking?
I'm going to just, I know that you two are going for the silverback, so I'm just going to go for the polar
I
bear.
haven't picked. I know the answer.
All right.
How do you know the answer?
Someone told me.
Okay.
I thought
But
I've seen
based
it on
what
TikTok.
knowledge?
Based on science.
Based on science? All right, I'm going to go for the polar bear.
Yeah, you're right. It's the polar bear.
What?
Why? Because it's claws.
Claws and its skin. It has really resilient skin.
Oh, why? Because of the Arctic conditions.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it won't feel too much. Whereas the polar bear's claws would hurt the
Well, they're, like,
gorilla
massive,
within
aren't they?
one hit. Yeah.
Okay.
How big in inches are those claws?
Am I David Attenborough?
Well, you're the man with all the knowledge.
I
You're
thought
the
you
man
said
who
you
said I
told
know
me.
the answer. Did you ever
I could
watch,
say anything though. 5 inches.
Yeah.
Oh, it was massive.
Yeah, if I'd have known
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I'd have probably backed the polar
Have
bear.
you seen that guy in the shop? Sorry, this is a little bit off topic, but it's about claws. He's in the shop and they're selling knives, right? So it might be like a fishing shop or something, right? And he flicks the knife open and he's like, oh, that's really quick. It's like CCTV footage, yeah? Flicks the knife, yeah, knife comes out and he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Closes it again, opens it and then like just pokes himself like to be like, oh, like pretending. Bro, he looks down. He's fucking stabbed himself in the shop.
What's he done that for?
It's fucking deep. It's like gushing out.
What's he done that?
Did you think it was one of those trick knives? Came
I
one of
don't
the
know
trick
what
knives
he-
that you get where it would go in when you'd stab him.
He's so casually just looking at it like, "Bubba," and he just goes, dude, and then he's like carrying on, and he looks down, and his white shirt is just blood.
That's some new level of
yeah.
self-harm.
I'll try and find it for you. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, speaking of animals scrapping, did you guys ever watch Japanese bug fights? Like when you were like school age?
We had different upbringings.
Nah, it was on YouTube. Do you remember it?
No.
It was this Japanese like show on YouTube.
What
and they-
governing body were these fights sanctioned by?
You know what? I don't even think they were fighting for belts, if I'm honest, mate.
Was it bugs?
Yeah,
Bugs fighting.
actual bugs. Yeah,
Titles on
They'd
the
put
line.
They'd put them in a glass tank, and it'd be like a scorpion fighting a tarantula.
That freaks me out. I can remember when I watched
Horrid.
Honey, I Shrunk... Was it Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? And there was like a fight between like the ant and the spider. And I can remember when I was a kid, that freaked me out watching that and it made me cry.
The big ant always did scare me.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
but the ant like lost and it got like murked.
I'm gonna just pull this up in the background so we get to the end. But I can tell you now through this, like, what do you think wins in a fight, a hornet or a scorpion?
A hornet.
I think... No, I think Scorpion, because Scorpion will get it in the Scorpion
Hornet's
Deathlock.
a big bee, right?
Yeah, the big like killer bees,
So
basically.
it can fly, but
No, but once they get in... Oh,
It's
it
gonna
just freaks me
fly
out when I see
into
bugs
the-
fighting.
it's gonna fly into the pincer.
Yeah, I think it's going to hook it, and then it's going to put that pincer over and just go...
Yeah.
and
I
burst
think it's
its-
a draw, actually. I think they're gonna pinch each other.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon? The Hornet's looking for a rematch.
Nah, I reckon they both
He doesn't agree with the scorecards. He wants
same time. Same time.
Now the scorpion fucked it up, man.
Really?
Yeah. Did he just go-
grabbed it with the pincer and like flung it across the tank like some out of Robot Wars, man?
Yeah.
There was
Finish
loads.
it.
I
Of
suppose it's got 3 weapons, isn't it?
Well, it's got the pincers. It's got the back stick thing.
Backstick.
the backstick.
Yeah, and then it's just,
Kangaroos is who I wouldn't want to get into.
and then it's just freaky long as
Nah,
well.
you've not seen the Australian geezer that fucking right hooks the kangaroo around the face.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it was listen, if a kangaroo's coming step into me, I'm letting a kangaroo.
It'd be quite nice to
fucking
chin
know.
a kangaroo, I think.
But it's that whole balancing on the tail shit that fucks me up.
Do you not think it's mad that like because of where we grew up, like I used to think like Australia was like the devil's playground, and it because of all the shit that lived there that could kill you. And then because of where we grew up, like to me as a child, the most dangerous animal in the world was a swan. Because my mum was like, that swan can break your arm. And like I'd be walking down a canal and be terrified of a swan because I thought, one, though, how would it know to go for your arm?
I don't think it targets your arm, but I think it thinks your arm is your wing.
What? So it's gonna be like, I'll break your wing to
Well,
take you out.
What's a swan without a wing?
Is that a reference?
Nah, they just go around in circles, isn't it? If it's only got one wing.
They swim by kicking,
Yeah, but what do they use their wings for?
fighting, breaking arms, bro.
What, they don't use the wings for direction
Cracking
purposes?
skulls.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Wings pretty important to a bird, though, isn't it?
Can swans fly?
I think for short distances, maybe. I don't know.
So they probably are quite important then, really.
Well, how do they get from the water to the bank?
They just jump up.
They jump.
Yeah.
Off what?
Up the pressure of the water.
Fuck off.
What, so you think if it jumped
That's
with one
called
wing,
flying, isn't it? That is flying, right?
Yeah, listen, I was shook of him. That's all I know when I was a kid. I was
Are
also,
you alright now, though?
Oh, no, I got beaten up
Nah,
by
I'm
one.
not alright.
I got chased by it. No, it was a goose. Geese.
Yeah, geese
Oh,
are
they're
aggressive
horrible.
as well.
Oh, I cut my whole hand, man, running away from
They're
that
just
little fucker.
nasty bastards, aren't they? I don't respect geese at all. I've not got any time for
I don't know
them.
what he wanted from me. In my head, he was just behind me shouting, do cardio, and he made me run, and I fell over.
I just love to kick one.
You know what else I didn't know as well when I first moved to London? You know St James's Park by Buckingham Palace?
Yeah.
During one of the, like, I think the first lockdown, me and my mate, we just used to go walking all around, like, the city of London, innit? And I remember we got to St James's Park, and I saw the big pelican. And there was a few people, because obviously not many people were out and about. There was a few people like looking at it, getting photos. My mate was from Melbourne, and we just been like drinking a few cans on the walk, and that I saw this pelican, and we were like, how the fuck has that pelican got here? Like he must have like migrated here and landed here, and he's just chilling, man, because there was only one that I could see. My mate's like, I didn't know you had fucking pelicans in London, you fucking cunt, and blew our minds. I didn't realise until we came out of lockdown that thing has like always been there. And it's just a regular part of that park. I was convinced that like I'd seen something like an incredible.
It's just the
nature
thing, I think,
feat.
that pelican, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise that
I
whole
even know
park.
about it.
That whole park is like a bird sanctuary. I had
Oh, right.
no idea. You can go there and hold little parrots and that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah. Birds are weird, man.
And I'm not a fan of birds. You know what else I was convinced of when I
Government
was
clip
spies.
that.
Government spies.
You reckon pigeons are cameras?
Yeah. You seen pigeons' feet?
No, because most of them have only got one.
Yeah. You know why? Because their shit's acidic. They burn away their own foot.
Is that why? I thought they just got
Really?
stuck on like traps and.
Maybe that sounds more logical.
Yeah, it's clear, yeah. That's facts.
I saw something online before though, which was a bit mad, where someone was like, "Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?"
No.
Do they not just grow? Do they not just grow to that size?
What, you reckon they just come out that size at the egg?
No, I think they're just kept under wraps.
Aren't them little birds? Them little birds that fly about. Are they pigeons?
There's a lot of birds.
The little ones. You know, the little ones that size like a robin, but they're not a robin. Are they pigeons?
No, that's I don't know, but I know the ones you're on about. But no, that's just a small bird.
Where do you stand on crows?
Dude, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
I haven't, no.
No.
But I've seen like a pigeon's like den thing. Nest.
A nest. So where do baby pigeons go?
I think they just stay in the nest.
I think they just chill until they get kicked out.
They get fed worms, innit?
Yeah.
Regurgitated
Yeah.
worm.
Yeah.
Worms, McDonald's, that kind of thing.
Were you guys ever worried when you were kids that like it was a big risk in day-to-day life that you might get kicked by a horse and die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like being
Still
near
a
them
fear.
fuckers.
Yeah, I was convinced that, like, you know, because you know people that like, don't go behind it. I was just convinced that was going to be a more regular threat in my life.
You just hear
And-
horror stories, don't you, about someone getting like kicked in the jaw by a horse. God,
Yeah.
can you imagine how?
I
big
remember
that
leaving
hurt?
like Wembley Stadium and that, there'd be the horses. And I'm
Mhm.
It's
like,
got
don't
big
kick,
legs,
don't
hasn't
kick,
it?
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
kick.
And also, quicksand's another one that like I saw on the internet where people are like, I really thought quicksand was going to be more of an issue day to day. But another one that I was worried about when I was a kid as well was killer bees. I
Killer
was
bees.
just convinced that killer bees would be an issue in the summertime at some point.
Yeah, or like someday you'd come across it, you'd be like stranded somewhere in a field on your
they
own,
kill
and then a
humans, though?
swarm would come and get you.
Killer bees. I think
Killer bees kill humans.
Isn't killer bees the whole thing with them that like unless you're allergic, one of them won't kill you, but they attack in a swarm.
And I just
the
thought they killed other
accumulation-
bees, and that, no?
Nah, so they kill like livestock and stuff in certain countries
Yeah,
because the
so it's not
accumulation
humans
of
then.
stings. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it would kill a human as well.
But they die themselves doing that, right?
Bees do, yeah.
I tell you what, the one that always used to freak me as a kid, piranhas.
Yeah.
They still kind of scare me.
Yeah, but then I was
But
watching.
then they're not that dangerous, are they?
Nah.
Like, I don't think.
I was
Oh,
watching,
you mad?
No, bro, I was watching. I was watching River Monsters, and fucking the old Jeremy Wade was like, they only attack if blood sends him into a frenzy. So my man's in this river with all these piranhas, just sticks his hand in the water, nothing. They're just swimming around him like nothing, because they're
I've seen fresh meat go into a tank.
Yeah.
And
Have you
they
seen the
rip-
film Piranha?
They
Annihilate it.
rip it.
There was a film called Piranha.
Yeah, it's one of
I
the
can remember
worst
watching
films
that.
I've ever seen in my
I
life.
can just
yeah.
remember watching that with my granddad, like when growing up, and he was like,
Megalotron's
"You want
out
to
soon.
stay away from piranhas."
Yeah, the Meg
Innit?
2 is out.
Yeah,
The
Megalotron.
Piranhas was one of the first.
Megalodon.
Meg 2, yeah, just say Meg 2.
Piranha was one of the first
trench.
films, other than Avatar. Avatar was like the big 3D thing, innit? Which, by the way, did you see Matt Damon turn down the lead role and 10% of all box office takings? And he said,
I did see
he
that.
was like, I will go down. As
What to
being the
do?
man."
To do Good Will Hunting 2 instead of?
Yeah, to be like, no, I respect my career. I'm not doing Avatar. But he'd have made like, was it 3.2 bill?
Something dumb, yeah.
And but yeah, Piranha afterwards was one of the first films that had like a big push on it being in 3D. Do you remember? It was like Piranha 3D.
Yeah, oh, that was the
But
updated version, wasn't it? I'm the
whole-
original one.
Yeah, the whole selling pitch of it was like, do you want to see Kelly Brook's tits in 3D?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people did, because I don't think it did very well in the
I mean,
cinemas.
2D was absolutely fine, to be honest.
And
I don't
it's,
think I ever watched it.
it's an awful film.
But what about Daddy Longlegs? Because you know Daddy Longlegs
I know.
have a poison
Really?
and could kill humans.
When I was a
It's just
kid,
that their fangs are too blunt to pierce your skin.
They
innit?
can't
because we
pierce
didn't have
human
much
skin,
much
yeah.
things to do,
Yeah,
we
you
used to
watch
get
the
like
same
magnifying
TikToks.
glass and then just burn the
Yeah, you're
the
evil.
daddy long legs. We'd take off all the legs and then just burn them.
That is so sad.
It's
I
quite
never did that.
sadistic, isn't it?
Never did that.
It's maybe we just didn't have much to do.
Probably leave them alone if they were white.
My dad said we didn't have much to do. I mean, his mum and dad did just visit and go, oh, what's that in the sky?
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
What we doing after dinner, Jason?
No, it's a
Killing
daddy
bugs."
long legs with no legs.
Where did you take him?
I took him to Kew Gardens.
You didn't take him out to eat.
Oh yeah, I took him to the
Were
Ivy.
they like, oh, look at this
Went to the
price of
Ivy.
that pint? Look
I
at
thought you meant, where did you take the daddy long legs? Like you had some sort of torture cabin set
Yeah,
up.
I actually just went to an insect eating.
He turned his
facility.
dad's shed into like a jigsaw puzzle for bugs.
Yeah, went to the Ivy and then went
Were they looking at the price of
went to an
everything,
Indian
like,
on
oh,
Friday actually, because their favourite is Indian.
Nice.
It was decent actually. A place called Chuk Chuk.
Chuck,
Shout out
chuck.
Chuk Chuk.
Where's that? Because you
Near
know,
me.
you know as well. Like, because the areas that we're from, the thing that I struggled with the most when I first moved to London was trying to find a decent like Indian restaurant.
This is decent. It's
there's
making me salivate thinking about how good it is.
There's a lot of like just mediocre ones kicking about, I
Yeah.
think. Whereas in Birmingham, like they're all pretty decent, really.
This one got fully road tested during lockdown, so I knew it was good. It was the first time I'd eaten in. But yeah, I had a palak. I think we had like a lamb madras as well. It's tasty.
What's
Genuinely,
that curry that he gets that we didn't?
Paffia.
Paffia.
Yeah,
That's like
it's
the
nice,
hottest
man.
one, yeah.
No, it's not. It's hot, but like it's sweet as well. But it's nice. That's the
I
best thing
wouldn't
about
mind a
Brick
curry
Lane.
right
though.
now.
Yeah, it's making me hungry thinking
Mm.
about it.
Best
Yeah.
thing about Brick Lane, all the curry houses, bring your own
Oh.
booze.
Oh, open till 2.
Yeah, dirt cheap as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they've all got the same kitchen underneath.
No.
No, because no. But
I love those rumours like that, like they're all interconnected by a railway.
No, like I heard that like underneath, it's like one big long kitchen. It's obviously divided up like per restaurant, but it's like because all the stock comes in there, then they've just got a big like run underneath all the restaurants.
I don't think so.
Yeah, what? So they just get
Ask them,
poppadoms and
man.
then they push them from one side to the other, and then
Think
like,
about all
they
the
just take them off.
Like logistics of that, the fire risk and all of that.
Don't worry about that.
Like, it makes no sense.
Oh, well, sorry.
What do you reckon they like start
Be
heating
better.
it? They start cooking it on one side.
I'm sorry. How many TikTok conspiracies have you dropped on us in the last 10 minutes?
None.
But me saying that all the restaurants, all the Indian restaurants in Brick Lane use the same kitchen. That's where you draw the line. You said pigeons shit their own feet up.
I think that might be true. I think that might be true. I'm gonna Google that.
But no phantom kitchens on Brick
Yeah,
Lane.
but
you
me-
fucking
but
talk
me,
amongst
I'm
yourselves.
ridiculous.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna
Alright.
fucking.
But yeah, it was tasty. Had went for just had 2 courses. Had a nice kind of meat platter to start.
Decent. Do you think euthanasia should be legal?
That was the. What's been on your
asking you to
mind?
kill your parents.
Why? I was gonna say, like, do you want to kill
It's
me or
just-
something like that? Like,
It's
I'm
just been in the news, and I
not
don't
that
know
ill.
why.
It's
My brain just went, yeah, just ask that, man. No, it's been in the news, hasn't it? Because of that old geezer that killed his wife in Cyprus.
I mean, if I was incapacitated, I'd definitely want someone to finish me off.
I'd want someone to, yeah, man.
And then I'd want them to kill me after. Hey!
Yeah, oh, nah, I'd want to live, you know what I mean? But nah, I'd want to go. I'd want to go, man. Like, I think, you ever like seen it when, like, old relative or something, like, and it's like, oh, the hospital's basically like, yeah, we just gotta wait. And you're like, nah, man. Like, this geezer was like,
Yeah,
they've basically said, like, you should have never been in prison there.
it's the
and
same
let
when
him
you're
out.
like a vegetable and like it's just like they don't just keep you alive when there's no chance of recovery. It's like, okay, well,
For what?
for what purpose?
I just think, like, all of us, our body is going to reach a point where, like, it's at its capacity and it's done all it can, basically.
Yep.
If a doctor has got the option of going, like, well, I mean, it's not going to get any better, in my medical opinion. It shouldn't be left up to a geezer fucking off his wife in their holiday.
I think it's just the same as being resuscitated, isn't it?
This geezer's
it's
reading
just the
about
same as being-
pigeons.
Sorry, I read about pigeon shit, and this webpage is just laughing at me. To be honest,
Yeah, there's no truth to anything you said. What did it say? When it says it's laughing at you, if other people ask the question.
What did you ask?
says-
Is
says
it
if
Cora?
you-
Is it
if you-
Cora who you can ask the questions?
This is something called bird spot. If you live in a town or city with a large feral pigeon population, then you've probably noticed that
Feral pigeon population, by the way, as opposed to what the 2% of pigeons that are looked after by Mike Tyson.
Those wood pigeons.
a relatively
Tasty.
high
I've eaten
proportion of them have deformed or missing legs and feet. For years, the most common theory put forward was that pigeons' own poo was the cause.
Oh.
And then underneath it says it doesn't make sense that pigeon droppings would cause an entire leg to fall off.
I mean, they probably would have evolved to only have one leg, wouldn't they, over those thousands of years
Honestly.
of shitting. They just kept growing the legs, thinking it's just part of our development where you shit your leg off.
But yeah, horrible for like buildings and
Cars.
cars. Yeah,
You ever eaten pigeon?
Yeah,
Have you?
probably by accident.
it's very gamey,
What does that mean, gaming?
like very kind of like
Too tough.
no, as in like it's got like a tang to it, which is just very kind of like I can't explain it.
They used to do
Like very real. I can't explain it.
Yeah, they used to do pigeon at the Chinese buffet place. Is it Ming Moon's? You know the one by Glee that's above the casino.
No,
They used to do pigeon in there.
but isn't pigeon like quite posh?
Yeah, I'd like a
Gilly
wood. I don't want
fowl
to
or
taste
something.
it.
Gilly
Yeah.
yeah, that's like
No,
fun.
guinea fowl. That's an actual. That's like an actual thing.
Is that not just pigeon?
That's a bird. That's a small bird.
Yeah.
All right,
A guinea fowl.
You eating pheasant?
I've had
Yeah.
that. I've had guinea.
So gamey, more intense and higher flavour of meatiness. It's just very kind of like
If I was at like a bougie place that was like in like a woodland estate or something, you know what I mean? If I was somewhere fancy and they were like, right, for dinner we're gonna have pigeon to start, I'd feel a lot better about eating it there than in a Chinese buffet in Birmingham city centre where I'm thinking like a man with a BB gun has just shot a pigeon in the car park. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Even
yeah.
though I know it's going to be stocked from somewhere, in my brain I'm like,
Mine was a nice wood pigeon.
Yeah,
It said explicitly wood pigeon.
I don't want a
on this
city
taster
pigeon. I don't
menu.
want a city pigeon.
No, I think it's city
I
pigeon
don't
that you're
think
getting.
you should eat a city pigeon.
No.
Nah, they're dirty.
What
man.
about? I'll bring it back to what I said earlier. What about a crow? I saw one of them at Kew Gardens at the weekend. I
What,
thought
you eating a crow?
looks pretty tasty.
They're shiny.
They're quite big as well. Do you know what I mean?
You know, like any black animals, isn't it?
Well, I just want to cannibalise black
Yeah,
animals.
What's
is
the
what you're
difference
saying.
between a crow and a raven?
Both black in his eyes.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, mate.
Did you ever watch Raven, the TV show, when you were a kid?
That's so Raven.
Nah, just Raven.
Raven.
Oh
What
yeah,
is
the
it, gothic shit.
the gothic-y
The
looking
Scottish guy. I wanted to go on that show so bad when I was a kid. But you know as well, I genuinely thought, because like, if they got like hit by one of the axes, they'd just disappear into like nowhere, innit? And
Mate,
obviously,
I have no clue what you're talking about.
so it was like a kids challenge show
Oh,
where these
okay.
kids would have to do like assault courses or whatever, and then like if they got to the end, they'd win a prize or some shit, like Jungle Run, but it was set in like
Oh.
some gothic Scottish manner. But these kids, they get hit by an axe and they just go, poof. And I remember as a kid being like, so where do they go then? Completely ignoring the fact that they just stopped the take, edited them out, and then just carried on. I thought they went
Nah.
to the Shadow Realm or something.
I mean, that sounds more interesting than the shows that I used to watch.
What did you watch when you were a kid?
No, like the game shows were like Funhouse.
You're not that much older than me.
Can you remember Funhouse?
Yeah, 50-50.
I remember.
No, I think what's the one where they had the?
Parents.
What's the one where they had the gunk dunk?
Yeah,
Get your own back.
Get your own back.
Gungeon
That
the
was
Parents,
sick. Get your own back was sick.
I always wanted to go on 50-50 as well, but the kids in my school were so feral, they were never letting us on 50-50. Because it was schools against schools, and we were never going on that. And it made me sad. It made me want everyone to be better, you know what I mean? Because they ruined it for the rest of us. But they couldn't have found 50 kids that they could have trusted to put on TV.
Do you need 50 kids to go on that?
Well, yeah, it's 50-50, bro.
Oh, right. I never watched that. Zap? Did you watch Zap?
What are these old parents?
Zap, yeah, Zap was sick.
What the fuck is Zap?
And you didn't know which door it was going to go in. Oh, what we watching today? Zap.
It was so wild.
And he'll go to the artist and he'll draw something.
That was someone definitely on drugs making that show.
You had favourites.
Yeah, my favourite was Daisy. You know, the woman, the girl.
Yeah. No, mine was the artist.
The artist was fucking joke.
Yeah. You don't remember this?
No.
Zap was sick.
Most kids' TV, in hindsight, feels like it was written by geezers doing acid in a room, though. Did you ever watch Round the Twist? The Australian
Oh,
one?
mate, that was wild.
Okay. Yeah, banger.
Strange things happen when you're going round the twist.
Yeah. So, do you remember an episode? Because there was a long time where I would tell people about this one specific episode I remembered, and people thought I was making it up, and then I found it online, and it made me feel so much better as a person. It was an episode, because you know who it was all to do with? One of the kids would want something.
Teen
They'd
pregnancy.
find a way of getting it. Not teen pregnancy, no. This was in Australia. They're classy, man. But this was like, the kids would want something. They'd find a way of getting it, but it'd all go wrong, and it was a bit mental. That was the premise of like every episode. And there was this one episode where the kid joined the swimming team, but he was really slow, and he wanted to win the swimming race. So he finds this magic tadpole, and he swallows this tadpole, and then he's in the bath in the night, and he notices that his dick has turned into a propeller. And he wins the swimming race with this propeller dick. That was an episode on that show. And it wasn't until like I asked one of my mates who's from Australia, and he was like, oh yeah, 100% that was an episode. And then we found it online and watched it. It's fucking wild.
Propeller dick.
There's a scene
We'll
where
put a link in the bio to that
eats,
episode.
He eats the tadpole, and then he's in the bath, and he's like, what's that? And all the water splashing up from his crotch, and it just very much suggests that like his dick has turned into a propeller. This little 10-year-old kid. Wild show, man.
He win the race. Did he win the race?
Won it hands down.
But he got.
You know, who used to piss me off on kids' TV shows? Bernard in Bernard's Watch, because he was a little wetter. Even as a kid, I was watching that show, and he'd like he'd be like, "I'm late for my friend's birthday," and he'd go into the corner shop and he'd stop time, and then he'd find whatever he wanted for a present, and then leave the money on the on the counter. I'm like, raid that shop, Bernard. What are you doing? He used to annoy the life out of me.
He didn't make the best use out of his time, did he?
Here's a question for you. Would you rather, have Bernard's watch or be able to turn into that liquid thing? The liquid thing that... Remember Alex? Was her name Alex? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is this a Zap reference?
No. She used to she was out on a night out or something, and she got hit by the acid.
Alex H2O?
No. She turns into liquid. Was it Alex H2O?
I'm sure it is.
That weren't called H2O.
I thought you were going to say, would you rather have Bernard's watch or the Queen's nose?
No, that's...
What was it? Could the Queen's nose, like, you could...
Grant you a wish. You
grant
rub
you
the
a
Queen's
wish.
nose and grant you a wish,
I
but
feel
you've only
like...
got so many wishes.
Oh, if you've only got so many wishes, maybe Bernard's watch would be better used, I think.
I still remember the last ever episode of Bernard's Watch as well. So, his parents are moving to America.
Watch
Secret World of Alex Mack.
Okay. No, I'd never seen that in my life.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I watched it.
And she turns into liquid.
What's the benefit of that?
She used to skeet about.
Well, so she's a squid.
No, she was.
She's just a blob on the
She's
floor.
a squid, bro. She could just go through small spaces.
She was just a liquid. She'd look like a puddle.
But what's the benefit of that? When is that ever?
What's her name?
Explain me an episode where that ever came in handy.
She'd go under the door.
For what?
She'd go under the door, and she could go back to being a human, and then she could do whatever she wants and come back.
What did she do?
What? She couldn't open doors.
She'd go under doors.
What did she identify as?
Liquid.
Oh, not liquid and solid.
Gender liquid.
Gender liquid, yeah.
Gender
You
fluid.
could have said
Gender
fluid.
fluid.
Little
Should have a
workshop.
Gender neutral name.
100%. I'd
Alright,
rather have
alright.
Bernard's watch than turn
Alright.
into a puddle.
Morphing is one of Alex Mack's powers after she was doused with GC161 chemical spill.
So why did she?
Hold
why-
on.
so
Hold on.
AKA every time
shut
Joe
the fuck up.
fucking
No, so
flies his
why
load.
was-
Hold on. The ability allows her to reduce her form into a liquid state, which almost immediately collapses into an.
Okay, imagine
You're
that.
telling me
A
nothing
puddle.
different than she turns into a puddle. My first question was, this was a kid's show and she was a victim of an acid attack. Episode
Innit?
1. When the fuck was this?
I'm just going to
written?
use that next time I'm in the bedroom. Sorry, I've just been the victim of a GC16
Yeah.
chemical spill.
Nah.
Mad.
That's a how many series were that? While you're looking at that, the last episode of Bernard's Watch here, his parents moved to America and he has to go. So when he's going to leave, he gets to the airport and this old geezer who's like the time master or something, he's like, you have to give your watch back,
AKA
Bernard.
the paedophile.
Yeah, so they basically go, there's a different time zone over there, so you have to give that watch back because it'll only work over here. And Bernard's all heartbroken, and he gives the watch back, and then he gets on the plane with his parents, and then some American Donny turns up and he's like, I got your new watch, Bernard, and he just gets some fucking snazzy new watch.
Oh, so you never
Awful.
lost it.
Awful.
4 seasons there were.
Too many. That's 4 seasons too many.
So look, I'll read some of the synopsis out, right? So you
Please
know
do.
what she.
Please do.
When Alex wins a pair of concert tickets on the radio, Ray is disappointed that his friend is taking Nicole to the concert instead of him. Desperate for a ticket of his own, when Ray finds a flyer from the plant offering a cash reward to whoever reveals the kid in the accident, he must make up a story convincing enough for him to get the reward money to buy a ticket from. Okay, that's nothing
So what
to
the
do.
fuck's that got to do with her being a
Nothing to
puddle?
do with her liquid. Right, wrong.
Mate, that's not a synopsis. That's a fucking treatment.
Isn't it?
Okay, so right,
We
so,
got the conflict. We got no resolution.
right. So I don't know what she actually uses her powers.
She do fuck all, bro. She could turn into a puddle.
But you could do that, couldn't you? You could just be like disappear. You ain't even got to.
Yeah, you could do that with Bernard's watch as well.
Yeah, I suppose
Would you?
it's the same thing, innit? You could just become a liquid, but I suppose you could do more with Bernard's watch. Yeah,
you
but
could do a lot more with Bernard's watch.
I honestly can't think of.
Didn't he just
anything.
find it at the end of a rainbow as well? Wasn't that the whole thing with Bernard's watch? And I just remember the kid being just soft as shit as well. I was just like,
Speaking of kids' TV programs, I saw Anthea Turner walking a dog earlier this week.
what did she used to do?
Blue Peter.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. She
Ah.
looked banging
Yeah, but
for 63.
you don't age if you're rich, innit?
Nah, yeah, she's got
Didn't she used to present Gladiators as well?
She
With
did, yeah.
John Fashanu.
John Fashion.
Yeah.
Was that Anthea
Yeah,
Turner?
yeah.
Shit.
I used to go to Gladiators loads because they filmed it in Birmingham.
Oh, was it NEC? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
mate, I went so many times. It was fucking sick, man. When I was a kid, it was next level.
I'm sure there was like someone's been on one recently, hasn't it? Like on like a chat show.
Yeah,
Was it like Rhino or something
Wolf,
like that?
the old geezer, and there's
The
another.
Wolfman.
Yeah, there's another one now who just like runs yoga studios. In
Saracen,
London as well. Yeah. But fucking there's Did you watch the documentary about the American gladiators?
Oh no, you wanted me
On
to watch that,
Netflix.
didn't you? I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's sick. It is sick. Just because they're all just like, yeah, we ruled the world in the 80s and just did loads of coke and steroids and stuff like that, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It's good TV, man.
That's gonna be us for the next 10 years, isn't it?
Fingers crossed. Might get on the steroids. Are you trying to find an episode?
Oh, she
where
also had
turns
the
to
ability
liquid?
to fire torrents of yellow energy from each of her fingertips.
Yeah.
Was it
Either
called That's So
as-
Raven?
No, either as an offensive measure or to disrupt electronics.
Sounds awful.
It's made her even more
She
useless.
also possesses telekinesis, moving objects by focusing her mind on them.
Okay, so that was the screenwriters going, actually this superpower's a bit shit, should we give her telekinesis?
So she
as
could.
well?
She had electricity generation, telekinesis, and morphing.
Awful. Still a no. I'd still rather be able to stop time. I also thought when I was a kid as well, if you were Bernard
Liquid
and
don't
kept
know time
stopping
though.
time, Because I remember when I was thinking about Bernard, is like when I was a kid, wake up in the morning, too tired to go to school, you'd want to have Bernard's watch, stop time, go back to sleep. But if you kept doing that every day, would you eventually age faster than everyone else? I used to worry about that when I was a kid as well.
What if the battery dies in the watch as well?
Nah, it doesn't. Magic.
What?
You found it under a rainbow?
That's not real at all.
Oh, yeah, sorry, but Puddle Girl. What have you just stumbled across here? Are you looking at that so Raven?
I'm just looking at loads of. Can remember one called The Ghost Hunter?
Nah.
No. I kind of remember that where it'd be like kids dressed up as ghosts, and then they'd like find them, and they'd like have some kind of historical interest.
I used to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? That used to scare the shit out of me.
Good. And Goosebumps as well.
Goosebumps.
Do you remember? Is it Haunted Tales for Horrid Kids or whatever? It was?
Yeah. Was that like a book or some shit?
It was a book, and then they turned it into a show. Yeah.
Classic.
Do you remember the one? Who was the old woman that had the plane and the dog Pippin?
Oh, Come Outside.
Yeah,
That was sick.
You know the only 2 episodes of that I remember. One where she went to a kiln to show you how bricks were made, and one where she explained how street lights worked.
Is that the one where she'd always go, "Come on, Pippin"?
Yeah. And then they get in a plane.
What a dead show, though. What a dead show.
Yeah, we used to watch that at school. They'd like wheel in the fucking TV with the VCR underneath.
We watched Schindler's List at school. I'm not even joking. Different vibe, man. One day, the history teacher must have been hungover or something. Just wheeled the TV. We weren't even learning about World War II, bro.
Yeah, that was just comedy class.
Rolled the TV and I went, watch this. Fucking wild. And the best thing is as well, they didn't even let us finish it. So we watched an hour of it, and I went, "Why is that one girl?" It's all in black and white, isn't it? I'm like, "Why is that one girl in colour? Her coat." Never found out. The teacher just went, "I'll just watch it at home."
Well, what was we watched that one, the slave one as well.
What did you watch, sorry?
Schindler's List.
Shit.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of that film.
We watched the
that
slave
little
one.
kid.
What was the slave one that was like the BBC, like some kind of like proper dark
Don't know.
thing?
You told us too much there, Jace.
You know.
No, but you know what I mean? It wasn't really right because you didn't really understand it, and no matter what they could say, it wouldn't really give you kind of any perspective on it. Just like this was really bad.
The maddest thing I remember from school that like a teacher did, and this was another one of them where I wasn't convinced it was real until I spoke to one of my mates who was in the class years later, where the teacher in drama, the drama teacher made us act out a scenario, get into groups of 3s, and one of the 3 would be a parent, and the other 2 were police officers knocking the parent's door to
tell him their kid's dead.
Yeah. And you know the scenario that she gave us for that to be acted out. She told us, and we were all like 11, year 7, yeah. She told us the full story of Jamie Bulger at 11.
Who's Jamie Bulger?
The kid that the 2 11-year-olds nicked from the shopping centre up north, and then they tortured him. Yeah,
Right.
they led him away from his mum, tortured him, and then stuck him on train tracks.
What, and a train hit him?
Yeah. But when I tell you, she was telling us every detail. She was like, yeah, and then they put batteries inside him and all this shit.
Inside him?
Yeah. Like, you read up on it, it's wild. Like, it's a horrible story.
Well, like in his butt?
Yeah. So these 11-year-olds, like, tortured this toddler.
Why?
They were just mental, bro.
No, but why batteries in the butt?
Because they were just mental.
Oh, they just put whatever they had in his
Yeah, they were
butt.
just tapped. And then
the train killed him.
Yeah, and she told us all of this. And
Yeah.
then she went, right, act that scene out at 11. And I remember going home and telling my mum. My mum was like, what the fuck is this drama teacher doing? She went mad. 11
No, she's
years
trying
old,
to get
you know?
that emotion out of you.
Nah, she left not long after. We stole her car keys and played Piggy in the Middle with her, and then she left and never came back.
Oh, we used to fuck our Spanish teacher up, man. It was kind of sad, though. We had Spanish in the music class.
Oh, with the DJ buttons.
Yeah, but she was
You had Spanish in the music class. What were you doing? Like
Bit of salsa.
She was heavily pregnant.
Okay.
And
Strong start.
and the room was just keyboards all over, and people would just press the button, and she would like run and turn that off, and another one would go off here, and she'd just be boom, 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 and then like you know how you lean forward on your chair, you know how you rock forward and the back legs in the air. She was stood behind me checking some of my work, but I was rocking forward on my chair, and I went down straight on her thoughts.
Someone did that to me though once. It fucking killed.
Pain, that's pain.
Aye.
We had a girl in a music class there once, and some other girl ran in who had beef with her and started screaming at her. And the girl who was sat there in music just stood up, picked the keyboard up, and smashed her around the head with it.
That's one way to solve the problem.
We were just sat there like, fuck. And one kid in the background just kept hitting the DJ button. These two are scrapping, and he's just like, oh yeah.
That was the
school
ultimate-
fights were mad. School
yeah.
fights was like that was
Especially the
highlights.
girls' fights. The girls' fights were horrible.
Do you get
Ripping
any-
chunks of hair out.
Did I
any
get into
fight?
any fights? Nah, I don't. Not any big,
I got into 3.
at school.
Yeah. The first one,
Well, now give us the like. What was it over?
Nah,
Who were you fighting?
Let's go for them. Fight one.
all women. No chicken.
Fight one. What year was it?
Fight 1, I would say it was in year. I'm gonna say year 9 or 10.
So 13, 14.
Who were you fighting?
Fighting someone in a different form.
Name? You want to say name?
His name's Andrew.
Andrew. All right, you friends now?
Yeah, cool now.
Cool. All right. What were you fighting over?
Nothing really. I just think there was just a general like unease between us.
Caused over time. Bit of a rift over time.
Yeah,
was
just
it?
like, do you know what I mean? Nothing really. Just a bit of a needle that
How did it
apparently
start?
needed addressing.
I'm
So I heard
Andrew,
he wanted
I'm
to have a
Andrew.
fight with me. So I was walking around with my other mates, and I just said to one of my mates, "I'm just going to go over there and have a fight with that guy." And then-
You started it.
well, because I knew he wanted to have a fight, so I thought, well, it's better to just to get it out the way. And it was like one of the worst fights in the world. I
Who
ended
won?
up breaking my hand hitting him
Okay.
Shut up.
because obviously I didn't know how to.
You put you're a thumb inside guy.
I must have been
You're
at that time.
definitely
I
a
learned my
thumb
lesson. I
inside.
learned my
You're-
lesson the hard way.
You're definitely a.
It was a
thumb
dead
inside.
fight.
So there was
Your
no
dad
winners.
would have been so disappointed in you after that. He didn't even care that you had a fight. He's like, "Oh shit, my son's a thumb inside guy."
Yeah, I knew I'd done bad.
Oh,
So there was no winners from that fight.
No, that was a score draw, and then it just kind of
year
the
9
beef was
to have your
squashed.
thumb tucked in like that.
I don't know, mate. I don't know
Should be
what I was
ashamed of
doing.
yourself.
So
It
then
was-
fight 2.
Fight 2. So fight 2. This is funny.
Oh
so
wait, what year was it?
year 11. I think I had 2 in year 11. Yeah,
Thought you were
year
top of
10
the
or
food
year
chain,
11.
yeah.
So
Was you a big guy?
top G. No,
Were you a
no,
big guy?
no, weedy as fuck, mate. Weedy as fuck. Nothing on me.
But tall.
Oh no, yeah, no. This one was year 10 because I can remember. This one's year 10. So basically,
Well, who did you fight?
guy who'd left school.
Oh right. Okay.
This is why it's wild.
Right.
So we went on like a school trip, yeah, and then there was a girl in my form, and this guy heard that I'd kissed a girl in our form that
Did
he
you?
was seeing. No,
He was still seeing her at the time.
yeah, mistaken identity. I'm walking out for lunch. I was late as well, so I was going out with a couple of guys who, like, are in year above me. I knew them, but not like super tight. So then I'm walking up towards the Jet petrol station. Can you remember Jet?
You're still about, man.
But it's abandoned, so it's closed down.
Right.
Closed down Jet petrol station where everyone used to hang out on like a Friday night. I get to Jet petrol station. This is like in the middle of October. The geezer's like sitting on the fucking brick wall with a muscle vest on. The guy's left.
We
He's
are
in sixth form. The guy's left. He's in sixth form, and he's like with about 5 of his boys. And I'm like, fuck. Then he like steps out into the road. I'm like, shit, it's gonna go down here by the looks of it. And then he like starts like giving me shit, like saying like
What did he say? What did he say?
like you've been grafting my missus, basically. And,
Grafting your missus.
that wasn't the
Oh.
words. I mean, this was a long time ago. You've been cracking on, and I'm like, I don't like literally mistaken
Were you
identity.
Were you trying to?
I mean, I would have done if I had the chance, but no, I wasn't.
Was she on your MSN message?
And then it just got to a point where we're both like in the middle of the road at this point, and I thought I'd try what my tactic always was like I let the other person throw the first one. So I was like, look,
So you could see how it's done.
Yeah.
I need to know how to I need to know how to throw a punch. Someone let me know how to throw a punch. So I was like, look, if you're just going to hit me, just go for it.
Is that what you said?
And then he swung and I dodged it. Do you know what I mean?
Jason's
Reflexes like a cat.
Jason's like, you know that African uncle on that meme, and he's like, "You think you can defeat me?"
So you've dodged the first one. Has
Dodged
he
the
fully
first
committed?
Fully committed
Yeah.
for it.
So now he's off balance.
And then I
Ooh.
caught him with one. Nose just went. Pff,
His or yours?
his nose
All
just
right.
Why
went
am I
pop.
getting the McGregor slip and
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
alright
like
then.
Jose Aldo, mate.
All right then.
And then his nose was obviously bust. I was like obviously freaked out because I've never fucking bust someone's nose before. He starts then. He's still kicking off. I'm just like, mate, is this not over now? And he's like blowing the blood onto my coat from his nose. I'm like, bro, this is done here, isn't it? Do you want to carry on? And then his mate like breaks it up. And then we go back to, and then when you go back to school and like everyone knows that there's been a fight, everyone's in like the bit where you first go back into the school with big crowds.
You're covered in blood like Dexter.
This geezer's left our school. He's left school now, but he has to come back into school to see the school nurse. Because he thinks he's broke his nose, and like, obviously, like my confidence sky high. Then I'm like, yeah.
What's then? You fucked his missus?
Yeah, and then I fucked his bitch. No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't do anything. But yeah, he had to go back and see the school nurse because he thought he had a broken nose.
I had that once where this girl used to walk. She used to walk home the same way as me. So there was always a group of us, but she just ended up in this group as well because her mum and dad lived like round the corner from mine. And then she started seeing this kid, and he did the same thing where he came to me and he was like, "Oh, apparently, like you're trying to chirp my missus when you're walking home, blah blah blah." But I was not looking to fight this kid because he was twice the size of me, and he had a fight the year before, and he stabbed the kid in the face with a pen. So I can't remember how I got out of it, but I somehow managed to. But he was 100% right. I was trying to on the walk.
Oh, last fight.
Them
though.
times you just want to be like, what? I'm gay.
Yeah.
For your bitch.
Yeah.
Last fight. Year later, same place, by the Jet petrol station.
Was that the
You like
place?
the
Was that the
old
place
Jet?
to fight?
Mate, honestly, that place just like followed me around. I was
We
walking
used to
home from
have
school.
a pub car park where everyone used to fight, so you do need a place.
Walking
yeah.
home from school randomly, just like chilling, just like a normal. Then this geezer in my ear again. Someone, I obviously must have been a bit of a prick, because people just seem to like hitting me.
What year? So this was year 11?
Year 11,
Yeah.
geezer in my ear. You're on note. Like thought I was all right with him.
What
Just
did he say to you?
fuck all. He just one bombed me from behind.
One bomb.
I ain't heard
Sucker-
one bombed for time.
Sucker punched
One
me.
bombed
Where
him.
on the back
This
of
is
the
the
head?
funniest thing. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
You didn't
I-
cry?
No, like
Oh,
not
I'd have
finished.
cried.
This is even the start of it. There just happens to
Sounds
be.
like the fucking start.
There just happens to be a local heroin addict, smackhead, walking by.
Fucking hell, this sounds like D-Man's book.
He suddenly becomes the aficionado, the special guest referee, and he's like, right, these two having a scrap. Like, I want to stop these. Like,
You know that black boxing ref who's always in the background, and when someone gets clarted, he's like,
what was his name? Kenny Rock. Ooh, ooh, like that. So he just becomes like the referee, like making sure that no one's going to interfere. And then I managed to hit him with a couple of shots. It's a bit of a 1-2.
You
like,
were like,
bust
you
his
ain't
eye
seen
up
my
a little.
record, mate.
And again, his eye just went.
I think you're a bit of a
like that.
dark horse. I reckon you're a bit of a good fighter. you
I'm
know?
not at all.
That's
I think
his-
it was just luck.
But that's his record now. 2 wins, 1 draw. Oh, no, he had that one loss when he got hit with nunchucks. But
Yeah,
that don't
my
count.
record's 2-2. I wouldn't say that's a
I'd
good
like that,
record.
count.
I'd like to get in a ring with you. I think it'd be quite fun.
I think it'd be fun.
Oh, can I be the ref?
But no, I'm absolutely useless. I'm at fighting.
Like he's uppercut, like that.
Yeah,
would
he's
be
got
quite
the
fun.
Mate, if he'd have thrown an uppercut that day, he probably would have put me down. But the special guest referee, heroin addict, was just like
No, but that's happened to
making
us.
sure it was a fair fight. I'm just like, what is going on
That's
here?
happened to me. Year 11, we went on this.
He thought he was watching Tekken.
He's like, look, live visuals, yeah.
That's how I was. Year 11. We one of the guys. He thought he was a bit of a party promoter. You know, he like used to run like
Under 18s events.
yeah. So he like hired this boat
Nappy
out.
night.
Hired this boat out on the Thames and got everyone to like basically buy a ticket, and it was like everyone from school on this boat, right? So we go on this boat. It's done by like 10, and then we I was on my way home, so I went to McDonald's, right? Me at McDonald's, and there's this guy in a suit, tall, maybe like 6'2", suit, blonde hair, smashed, yeah, city boy, and
So
he's
you're feeling confident immediately because you're the same height. So you're feeling You're feeling good. You're feeling all right about this. You had your lifts in.
And then he's like fucking about, but not really saying too much. But like eyes are like shut, whatever. Like just being a drunk fool, yeah. But being like a nuisance at the same time. Then he's picked up the cleaner's wet rag. Yeah, and as he's walked out, he slapped me across the head with the wet rag, and so it's gone like over my head. So it slapped me in the face here. So then he's just walked out as if like he's just put it on the rail.
Also,
I love that.
Also, bear in mind, he's just done this to a child.
This guy just thinks he's in the deleted scenes of Whiplash.
He's not a bad man. He's done this to a school child.
I don't think he knew. He's just walked past. He's gone boom, and he's walked out like he's put it on the rail. Like he's just put it on the rail. So I've chased him. I've gone. What the
Where
fuck?
did it hit you on the face?
Like it went over my head and slapped me on this cheek.
I was like, give you the reverse slap, the
The
backhand.
whole over my head, like an Arab thing. Like it was just, and he left it there. He left it on my head, and he left. I've gone after him.
Did you say like an Arab thing on my head?
Yeah, like one of them. Can you not say that?
No, you can. Yeah, it paints a good.
I mean,
picture,
you can. I probably can't.
Paints a good picture.
And then, all right, like Virgin Mary.
Yeah, that's better.
And then I go outside to like chase him, and there's a homeless guy out there, and he just looks at me and goes, "What happens?" I said, this guy slapped me in the face with a towel. But the homeless guy got up and just battered the shit out of the guy. Just kicked the shit out of him, and I just stood there. I went, "Thanks, mate."
Did you give him any money?
I didn't have any.
Fucking, he just did it out of the goodness of his heart. Where
But
did he get the strength from for that? Like
He come up behind him and just boom, clapped him on the side of the head.
Imagine though.
From the back. Boom.
Imagine being the pissed up geezer and you genuinely think you've just chucked the rag onto the side, and then 2 seconds later you just get fucking haymakered by a homeless geezer and you've not connected the dots at all. That's a bad night.
Or
for him.
because you towel whip someone. What do you call that?
Like,
Yeah.
Like how do you reckon he tells that story?
I don't think he remembers that story.
I think you remember getting battered by a homeless person.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I think it was all a bit of a blank for him.
Fair enough, man.
But yeah, that was when a homeless guy came to my rescue.
What a lovely story to end this episode.
See, the streets will help you out.
Oh,
End it. Right. Thanks for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. If you're new here, and like and subscribe and all that business, and share it with friends and all that kind of stuff. And man, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
I was doing outro music there. We didn't clap on the way in, did we?
Yeah,
We did?
I did. I think.
Did you?
Yeah, I did that last week. Didn't think
This has been The Word on the Streets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.